What's a scratch? Welcome, my wondrous friends, to my very final video of 2022. Not only is this the final video of the year, it is also the most lazy video. Casual. It's the most casual video of the year. In the past, I've done these like long scripted retrospectives of the year in Nintendo. I don't have it in me. I don't have it in me this year. I just don't. It's been a really hard few months, like between work and being sick all the time, all that stuff. You know, it just like I didn't want to not do anything. I want to talk about the end of the year, but I just want to do it real super casual. You know what I mean? We're doing this podcast style. We're just gonna gather around, pull up a chair, snuggle up in your blanket. Let's just casually talk about the year. I was gonna be on camera, and then at the last second, I'm like, I don't even want to do that. It's been Christmas. I've just been playing Dark Souls and hanging out, you know. I don't want to shave. I haven't showered. Who knows how long, and I'm definitely not putting on pants today, so there you go. So what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna touch on like the the Nintendo Directs, the major game announcements of the year, and then what games did come out in the year, various other happenings and stuff. This is not comprehensive. There's probably loads of stuff I'm missing, not going into a ton of detail, just kind of a little trip down memory lane, just kind of looking at the year of what Nintendo did and what I think about it. Let us start. So February has become a pretty common time for Nintendo to do Nintendo Directs, similarly to September. Now February is just kind of like, just a regular thing. And this year started off with a bang. Like the first Direct this year in February, that is a heck of a Direct. I mean, plenty of Directs have come and gone with really not that much notable stuff, or like one big thing at the end, but really not much in between. But like, this had a lot of things. You had Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes, which was a total surprise, just completely left field. Random announcement for Mario Strikers, just a new Mario Strikers game, which is something that people have been wanting for a super long time. We had, Square had Live Alive. All I gotta do is look it up and see if it's Live Alive, I don't know, whatever. Live Alive, Live Alive. Nintendo Switch Sports, another pretty left field one. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 with like a release window for this year, like it came out this year, didn't even have to wait that long for it. And then the random surprise announcement of the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pass. Like this Direct was just a load of left fielders, just really weird surprises. And then of course, new trailers for like Splatoon, Kirby got an amazing new trailer, Triangle Strategy. So like, that was a jam-packed Direct. That was one of those little something for everybody kind of Directs. Just amazing. Really great way to start the year. But then, of course, unfortunately, we only did it. Maybe it was only as good as it was because we only got 2 major Directs this year. I think 3 is a little bit more likely. Some years might have even had 4. But as you can probably remember, June, E3, quote-unquote E3 season came and went. There was just no Direct. There was this really long time where we're like, oh, is it going to be this week? Oh, no, maybe is it going to be this month? And then eventually enough time passed. It's like, okay, I guess we're just waiting for September. So that was fairly disappointing, just kind of not having one. And I guess that does mean that the other 2 Directs were stronger for it. If they had 3, it would have just been more diluted, but it is what it is. It's that completely random Nintendo thing where nothing is for sure. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. They could do the same thing every single year, your entire life, and then one year they're just like, I don't know, we didn't want to. But then we had the September Direct, and this was still really solid. It's a little hard to follow that February one. It didn't have like as high a number of notable announcements, but it did have one particular announcement that I still can't believe. I still have very strong feelings about whenever I think about it, and that was Pikmin 4. It was a very teasery thing, almost no information at all, but it happened. 2022 was the year when Pikmin 4 was officially announced. That is, I don't know, I don't have anything else to say about it. It finally happened. So for me personally, that automatically makes this the best Nintendo Direct of the last 10 years. But But otherwise, it wasn't bad. We had an announcement for Fire Emblem Engage, which was coming really, really soon after the announcement and release of, Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hope. So, Fire Emblem fans eating pretty good. I really do. I don't know if I should just talk about this more later or what. I want to play Fire Emblem Engage. It just doesn't appeal to me. It doesn't. I don't know. I feel like I've talked about this enough. It just doesn't look as good. I don't know. Never mind. Let's just move on. We'll talk about that later. Don't edit that out. Keep it in. That's good commentary right there. Me fumbling over my words, and it's a casual video. But yeah, we also had Square has just been spoiling JRPG fans, JRPG-loving Switch owners, spoiling them. Octopath Traveler 2, right on the heels of, Triangle Strategy comes out. Live I Live had just been announced in February, so and then Octopath 2, okay, I kind of thought Triangle Strategy was what you were doing instead. I kind of thought that was the follow-up to Octopath. Yeah, apparently not. Then the very pleasant reveal of Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe, which is just cool. I don't know, any old remastered game. Put it on Switch, yeah, fine, whatever. And then we had new trailer for Bayonetta 3, and then, of course, another annoyingly short teasery trailer for Tears of the Kingdom, but at least this time, now we got the name, and we got the release date / window, whatever it was, when it's coming out in May. So, I feel like the Direct would have been a lot better with more Tears of the Kingdom. If they had done, a proper reveal, that would have put this pretty in the upper leagues of Nintendo Directs. But it even still just good. Just a perfectly fine one. Good collection of crowd pleasers. Your one niche, incredible, mind-blowing crowd pleaser. It's just good. So now let's go over the games themselves that released within the year. And going into the year, it kind of felt like, did I make a video about this? Probably. But there was this idea. There's so many things lined up. Is this going to be, finally, since 2017, we've been waiting for the year that kind of replicates the number of releases that, almost every month in 2017 had a notable release. This year did not have the benefit of, a Mario and a Zelda. A Mario and a Zelda in 1 year. That's basically impossible to beat. However, I would still say that pretty much, for all intents and purposes, yes, 2022, 5 years after the launch of the Switch, was finally kind of the follow-up to 2017. So many games released in 2022. Yes, a lot of them, if not most of them, were a little bit more on the niche side. But a lot of the stuff they released in 2017 was also kind of on the niche side, but we still counted it because it's still a notable release. And, there's something for everybody. Sure, some are a little bit more niche, but there's just so many. There's just so much to choose from. I'm going to go down the list and give my brief thoughts on each thing that came out in the year. Yeah, Pokemon Legends Arceus, which for me personally was a very, very big deal. Really felt like Pokemon, the ship, was finally righting itself. It's just a great time. Kirby and the Forgotten Land, Kirby's first 3D game. That's a big deal. That is a historical Nintendo event, really. And obviously, it's just a super great game, and I really loved it. Nintendo Switch Sports really felt a bit fillery. I think it's one of those things where, I don't get it, but enough people do. It kind of feels like a nothing game, but then you look at the sales numbers and they still sell millions of copies because they just, it's just a casual enough experience, broadly appealing, enough people get it. So, I don't know, cool. I'd say they kind of bungled Switch Sports. It kind of felt like it could have been a bigger deal, could have been more exciting, but they didn't ship it with a lot of content, and it just paled in comparison to previous Wii Sports games. And so, yeah. It's just kind of a whatever, but I don't know. I guess whatevers are okay. You put out a whatever, it makes you some money, you just kind of done. That's nothing wrong with that, I guess. Mario Strikers Battle League, I think it's really, really cool that we got, a new Mario Strikers game. I've heard a lot of conflicting things about whether or not it's actually, a satisfying sequel. I thought it was really cool. I played it a bit for my impressions video, but I don't know, the finer details. I didn't play the other games. It does, however, feel like the game did what most of their sports games do, where they come out, they barely have any content, they're full price, and then they get updated with characters. and that's kind of it, and then it just kind of dies, and you're like, couldn't this have been like a big thing? Couldn't Nintendo have been like, let's make it a thing, let's do tournaments? Instead, they're just kind of like, nah, it's just another one of those whatever games. Like all their sports games, just kind of, we don't really care. It'll sell a couple million, and then we'll be done. We'll just call it a day. Okay, seems pretty disappointing to me, but whatever. Then Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes, a game that I wish I were into. It's more of the story of Three Houses, which I really enjoyed. I don't know, I think Age of Calamity, I had my, like, Warriors fill. I don't know if I gotta wait like 5 years between them or something. It just didn't really interest me and really didn't cause a big splash. It really is one of those niche games, Fire Emblem as a series has been doing better. It's successful now, but it's still not a big thing. It's still not selling a lot. So you have a relatively niche series and then a relatively niche spin-off of it. So, yeah, didn't make a big splash, but, it's still really amazing that it happened. Xenoblade Chronicles 3, not my thing, but I heard from, like, the vast majority of the people that I heard from say it's just great. It's just amazing in so many ways, just, like, better than 1 and 2. In a lot of ways, so that's really awesome and amazing. The great big game like that came out this year. Then you got Splatoon 3. Again, not a really like huge fanfare for it as far as like, oh, it's exciting, it's big, it's new. Doesn't matter though, because it sold like a ton of copies. So like, there you go. Awesome. More Splatoon, new Splatoon. Perfect. I played it for a good amount of time and it's fun. I still need to do a review. It kind of slipped through the cracks. I still want to do it. I'll do it sometime. But yeah, Mario & Rabbids Sparks of Hope, I didn't play it, but that's still a, Switch exclusive. It's got Mario in it. First game was really great, so that's just awesome. Bayonetta 3, another kind of divisive one. I've heard things about the story, not so great, but I've heard the gameplay is pretty good, so there you go. Just another game for the lineup. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, obviously you had the big controversy and all that stuff. I'm still more on the positive side of things. I think there's a lot going wrong in it, but it's still fun. So that, for me, at least, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet was a highlight, and it was the second Pokemon game in the year, so okay. If you just like take two half, like kind of disappointing for some people Pokemon games, put them together, does that make one good one? Maybe. Anyway, Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak is not going to be an exclusive for much longer. Monster Hunter Rise is coming to other platforms, but at least when it came out, that was a very notable Switch exclusive. And you also had more third-party. You had Live Alive, which I heard was really great, looks really good. I'd really like to play it. And Triangle Strategy, just again, Square coming in with the RPGs just like crazy. So yeah, like counting like Nintendo first-party things and then like third-party exclusives. I'll leave Sunbreak out of there, just to whatever. That's Pokemon Legends Arceus, Kirby and the Forgotten Land, Nintendo Switch Sports, Mario Strikers Battle League, Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes, Xenoblade Chronicles 3, Splatoon 3, Mario & Rabbids Sparks of Hope, Bayonetta 3, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, Live a Live, Triangle Strategy. That's 12 games. There's 12 notable releases, which again averages to about like one a month. And that is incredible. That's amazing. And that's why 2017 had so much value. There's just so many options, like there's such a broad range of tastes out there. But this is like, you want your big hitters. Big hitters are great. System sellers are great, but it's also great when it's like, you know what? We don't have any massive things besides Pokemon this year. So just like, here's a bunch of stuff. And whoever you are, you're likely to find something to play among all this. And this isn't even counting like third-party ports and stuff. I didn't even mention all the third-party ports and like announced and released in the Nintendo Directs and stuff. Loads, just loads. There was so much to play on Switch this year. It's crazy. And then beyond those releases, we had a couple little other things. Kirby's Dream Buffet, just another Kirby game. Kirby fans were very happy this year. But it was great though. Like Kirby's Dream Buffet, I don't know if people are still playing it or what, but like I played it a bit and I thought it was really nice. Just a really nice budget game. The kind of budget game that I feel like Nintendo should be doing more of. Just like 15 bucks. Not everything you do has to have a $60 price tag and be a big, huge thing. You have a little idea, just make a silly little game and just like you do it and it's 15 bucks and be done with it. Like I feel like we should be getting these all year. I feel like budget spin-offs and weird new ideas, like Nintendo just kind of stopped doing that. Kind of felt like the 3DS was their last thing for just like creating new IPs and just doing all these weird, whatever. That could probably be its own video too. I should do that. It's a good video. Point is, Kirby's Dream Buffet was a really nice little surprise. And then of course we had Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pass was just, what was that, announced in February. Just another pleasant surprise. So far, all of the waves, like it's gonna go through 2023. And so far, every wave has just been awesome, just full of really amazing tracks, just adding so much value and variety to the game. That's been great. Nintendo Switch Online in 2022, I think technically the offering was good. Nintendo did bring just a lot of games to the service in the last year, just to, you know, most of the notable N64 games. And that is a good thing. I think just my expectations were too high. It kind of feels like, okay, but like the Switch is 5 years old. I feel like this is the kind of stuff that should have been released in the first like year or two, and now we should be on to better things, but can't look a gift horse in the mouth, I suppose, you know. Poor Advance Wars. Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp was gonna come this year, and it was delayed indefinitely, which it doesn't, it sounds like it means forever. It doesn't mean forever. It just means like until further notice. And it just didn't, Nintendo never brought it up again. We just don't know. Is it coming in 2023? Or are they waiting for things to change? I don't really know, but that poor game. Wow, that would have been another game for this year, and originally Tears of the Kingdom was going to be this year too. That would have been a wacky year. And the final highlight I have here, Sakurai started a YouTube channel in 2022. And you know what? It has been, I'm really behind, I gotta catch up, but like every single video, so interesting, so fun. If you're interested in game design or anything, just these little crunchy, punchy, little perfect little video gems, just nuggets of goodness. I don't know, they're really, really terrific. And that was Nintendo in 2022. I would say overall, fine year, good year. Lots of releases, good Nintendo Directs. I mean, yeah, can't really complain. I guess I've said all there is to say. I don't have anything more for like the overall. I just say 2022 was a good year for Nintendo. We have had much worse years. And as I said in my wishlist video, my hope now is just that momentum carries into 2023. You know, like, this is good. The Switch is getting old. It's reaching the end of its life. We don't want things to slow down. We want to keep that momentum going. We want Nintendo and third parties to keep playing to that massive, massive install base. So yeah, I'm really hoping Nintendo has a lot more tricks up their sleeve for 2023. I am going to turn off the microphone. I'm going to take the SD card to my room. I'm going to stick the thing in the thing, and I'm going to send this file to Kane. He's gonna get working on it. I'm gonna lie down in bed. Maybe play more Dark Souls 2. Maybe just lie there and do nothing. I don't know. I don't really care. I'm having a heck of a time. I'm having a heck of a good time. I love you all. Happy New Year. Just thank you for just joining me for another year of Nintendo stuff. Nintendo talkings about. You know, the Nintendo stuff happens. I talk about it. We enjoy it all together. Thank you so much. Here's to another year. Bye. Ooh, I'm gonna eat popcorn. I got caramel popcorn. I'm gonna eat it.